Okay, dividing fractions. Another way of saying 5/6 divided by 1/3 is how many 1/3 are in 5/6. So in order to solve this, we take the top bar and we use that as our base to compare everything to. That is one whole. We can consider it one. So our dividend, okay, is 5/6. That means the number that we're going to divide. So let's divide this next bar into the dividend, which is 5/6. We'll cut it in half, and then cut that into thirds, and now we have 5/6. The question is, how many thirds go into 5/6, or 5/6 divided by thirds? So this bar needs to represent thirds. But thirds, think of it as a third of the whole. So what is 1/3 of the whole? Well, I know that 2/3 is 2/6 is 1/3. So there's 1/3, there's 2/3, and there's 3/3. But this piece we're not actually using, so I kind of cross that off. Now, if we label these sixths, you know that this, to this point, is 5/6. The question with the algorithm is, how many thirds are in 5/6? So here is 1/3, there's 1, there's another third, that's 2, and we have part of the last one. You notice that there are 2/6 that equal 1/3, and we don't have 2 of them, we only have 1 out of the 2. So we show that by naming it 1/2. So how many thirds are there? Well, there's 1, 2 and a half. 2 and a half thirds are in 5/6. So let's back that up. So let's do the old algorithm. And there's that old saying, dividing fractions, don't ask why. Flip the second and multiply. So as you go through it, you look at it, we can cross simplify. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Now we multiply it up. 5 times 1 is 5, and 2 times 1 is 2. So now we reduce it one step further. How many 2's are in 5? We have 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and that leaves 1 out of 2 left over. And we find that our answers match. Wonderful. Well, let's try it again with this one. Again, we have a whole. I know that we are taking 2/3 as a dividend, so again, our dividend is 2/3. So let's divide only 2/3 of the whole by 1/9. And again, another way of saying it is, how many ninths are in 2/3? Well, in order to solve that problem, we need to rename the whole as ninths. So I know that 1/3 divided into 3 parts is 3. There's 6. And there's 9. But we're not using all of it. Remember, we're only dividing 2/3. So this is saying 1/9. It's asking how many ninths are in 2/3. Well, let's count them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 1/9ths in 2/3. And again, it helps to label them. This is 1/3, this is 1/3, and we can label each one of these ninths. Now, when you only have 1/9, it's a little easier. Sometimes, when you divide it out, it's not just 1 in the group. In this case, we're taking 1 5/8 and dividing it into groups of 3/8. Or again, another way of saying this is, how many 3/8 are in 1 5/8? Well, again, we got another method that we could use. We could take, let's see, 1 times 8 is 8, plus 5 is 13. So we know we have 13/8. Well, let's just take 13/8 from up here. Let's just make 13/8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So they're not all the right size, but we can still work it out. And each grouping is 3/8. I want to know how many 3/8 are in the whole mixed number. We have 13/8 divided by 3/8. Now, you notice that the whole bar is not there. Well, when you have more than a whole, sometimes you can just start with the dividend, which is 13/8, and use kind of a counting up method. Let's count up. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's one group of 3/8. 1, 2, 3. There's another group of 3/8. 1, 2. Oh, sorry. Yes, 3/8. 1, 2, 3. There's another group of 3/8. 1, 2, 3. There's another group of 3/8. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We don't have enough. There's only one box. You need 3. But we don't have all 3. You only have 1 out of 3. So you would write this remainder as 1 out of 3, or as we call it, 1/3. Well, let's count them up. How many 3/8 are in 13/8? Well, let's count them. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. So the answer, we have 4 and 1/3. That means 1/3 of 3/8 is remaining. Well, let's do the algorithm. Dividing fractions, don't ask why. Flip the second and multiply. Not a fan of memorizing algorithms, but it'll work. We can cross simplify. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 8 divided by 8 is 1. And 13 times 1 is 13. And 1 times 3 is 3. How many 3's go into 13? Well, I know that 3 times 4 is 12. And that leaves 1/3 left over. And this is where I get really excited because it matches the model.